Time continues marching, it slowly crawls. With each new one starting, I recall you came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Maybe this time next year you'll reappear for no reason, but I'll cherish every day until you come my way this season. Each time of year carries memories, like a never fading whisper in the breeze. Oh, we will keep on changing all over again. Yeah, we will keep on changing, just like another season. Don't want another day without you by my side. Oh, this season. You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another season. Just like another season. Drink, think deeply as I sink. Finally, someplace I found peace in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours, stone cold inside. Banging drops, dancers, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people. Pills, thrills, chasing whatever kills. For so long, I forgot how it feels in the dark of night. Tabletops, counters in the early hours, stone cold inside. Banging drops, dancers, never needing answers. We wander all alone, but we can't find the street lights go. We wander all alone, but we can't deny we are the street light people.
in my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you are, we always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you are, we always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know
Well, hello folks, this is WCU Esports Sparky here. We're trying to figure out right now what is going on with the opponents for tonight. We are currently getting a response from one of them. Just waiting on that right now as they're typing out their message. But just bear with us momentarily as we try and figure this out. But yeah, I'll take a step away again as we try and sort this out, but just wanted to let you guys know the state of things right now.
you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you are, we always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me
Oh my goodness, folks! Sorry about what was an insanely long delay today. We have been trying to figure out with Utah Valley what is going on. So it turns out long story short, they're on their spring break and we're not aware of the series tonight. And because we go on spring break as of tomorrow afternoon, we can't reschedule to any later. So the main issue right now is going to be just getting this all set up and things going. But we'll be starting here momentarily. So apologies for breaking there, folks. Anyhow, WCU going into this one technically higher than 4-1, even though it's marked as 4-1 for us right now. We did beat SWOSU earlier tonight, and then just moments ago, WCU Crimson beat Fort Lewis Gold 3-0 in what was a spectacular blowout for the Mountaineers, is what I would say. That's the only way I can describe it. They outshot them by what was more than just a marginal amount, but all credit to Fort Lewis. They played phenomenally considering there were 28 shots against them, and it was just a hard-fought series for a team who was incredibly warm and hot in the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for Fort Lewis, too, like they played so well against WCU Black last time, and I know it's a different team, but, you know, it deepens the lore, I guess, you know, between Fort Lewis and WCU. So,
I mean, not only are these two schools Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference rivals, they're two schools who are just ready to, like, they just go back and forth all the time. There's always something with them. It's friendly competition, of course, especially considering it's esports, but we're just trying to get everything set up and ready to go for us tonight here at WCU Esports. So we will take a look in just a second. Hopefully these guys start. Oh, they are joined. Here we go. Sorry about that, folks. I'm just about missing that opening kickoff, but not quite. WCU, Utah Valley, finally underway. I need to change the stream title there for you folks. Sorry about that.
yeah, right now, WCU is kind of keeping up on the offensive like we saw, like that right there. Things scoring right there.
I mean, that's pretty much all you can ask for
Yeah.
from WCU. Good play from Bunla, finding Thing, who finds the back of the net. WCU off to a quick start there. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just glad these teams were able to play. I mean, at least I am. I don't know about the other teams, considering it is so late for the Mountaineers. But we have Straltech, we have Axe, I think Elysium, and it was Shadow Monarch ready to go for Utah Valley at the moment. Shadow Monarch getting a save on that one. We have Thing with a goal, Bunla with an assist, already just about a minute into game one in this best-of-5 series. WCU looking to keep up that win streak of, I believe it would be technically 4 because it's been a while. Good shot from Shadow, or from Strahl, saved away by, I believe it was Thing. And now Bunla finds the back of the net as well from the assist of Snowflake. Good pass off the backboard on the long clear and great chase down by Bunla, extending that lead to 2 for the Mountaineers. We saw this happen in last series, though, where they got a 2-goal lead and the Mountaineers couldn't quite hold on to it that quick as we saw their opponents score right away.
Yeah, I think right now for UVU, it's not looking like they'll score really quickly afterwards because they just can't get to the other side. I mean, right there is the first time in a little bit that they have gone actually onto WCU's side, and it's not going great for UVU. But then again, also they got woken up. And,
Yeah,
you know.
I was going to say, they were on their spring break fully relaxing, and they all just hopped online. I don't know if they're going to request a server change after this to a better server for them. I'm not sure what Utah's best server is. All I know is the Mountaineers is Central, which is what I set it up on. If they request a change, we will just have to restart the lobby really briefly and do a step away for that. But all in all, though, it's not that I mean, massive credit to Utah Valley, right? Like,
Yeah.
they are on their spring break, like I said. And for them to choose to see these messages from us and know that we want to play just because it's more fun to play the series than it is to not. And then on top of that, to have to show up when you weren't expecting to play for at least a week, it's really just something awesome to see that they did still show up to play, even though the game's not going in their favor right now, just about halfway through.
Yeah. And I think also because it's so late, it's awesome to see them just go, oh, yeah, we'll join really quick. And, and I would say they are playing pretty well, for just hopping on and didn't really have time to warm up.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a takeover from Thing as well. And when you're playing a team who has been hot all night and just strong, that back play from Elysium is the best idea you can do, but you aren't expecting Thing to just have a little bit more boost in speed than you do in that moment, especially coming off of what was a long defensive slog for the Mountaineers. So I think the big thing on that play specifically was WCU just getting a good break. But as a whole, yeah, Utah Valley's been playing super well for just getting on and not being warm whatsoever.
Yeah.
I expect this series to be a bit rough game 1, but games 2, 3, and however many more we need in this best of 5 could look very, very different very quick.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, right there, Straltech missed the ball, but I think it's just because he wasn't, he's not right there. But they also almost got a nice goal there.
Yeah, and you can see the confidence from the Mountaineers versus the hesitation from Utah Valley, which I believe... let me double check what their mascot is, too. Oh, and Straltech with the break, but just a little off. He does find a great pass center, but it's going to be cleared away by Bunla, who now keeps the pressure on for the Mountaineers. It's the Wolverines is Utah Valley's mascot. Sounds good. So the Mountaineers and the Wolverines having a little spat here. And WCU in the lead 4-0 with 1:20 left. I mean, I'm just going to give them all the praise tonight, despite no matter what happens. And a great goal from Snowflake there. But still, I'm going to give all the praise to Utah Valley, not knowing there was a game tonight, on their spring break, fully clocked out, and they check back in, even just for a half an hour, to play a game. Massive kudos to the Wolverines tonight.
Yeah.
That is an extensive level of class.
Mm-hmm. And just also kind of a little bit of commitment, too, because, they aren't doing fabulous in this season, but they still are willing to get up and play a game to just have fun for it. And that's esports for you.
They are 2-4 so far this season, but that isn't to say that they're doing poorly. They have faced some incredible competition this year. I mean, we saw it earlier with Fort Lewis where they just couldn't buy a goal in the back of the net, and the Mountaineers are not going to make it easy for Wolverines. It doesn't matter what time, what the circumstances are. WCU will show out every week to make sure they do as best as they can. And we see it right here as Thing deciding to solo it in the corner with 30 seconds left. He takes that ball, gets the clear downfield, and Straltech forced to make some smart defensive plays off of some aggression from the Mountaineers. I mean, esports as a whole, the nice thing is it is very much so growing in this country, in this just in the world, but in the United States especially, it's been a lot slower start than other parts of the world, especially those Asian countries. Straltech almost hitting a great double there too, but to have a team that looks like this, that knows they're not going to make playoffs this year, I guarantee you they've seen it. They know that's kind of why they're a little more checked out than not. WCU winning that one 5-0, but I'm expecting to see Utah Valley come out strong in this next one.
Yeah, and we definitely even saw a start to that at the end of that game. WCU scored a lot of goals right at the start, and then they kind of just fell off on the goals. So I think these next few games are going to be interesting because now UVU has warmed up a little bit.
Yeah, just getting a little bit of practice in is huge. So that first game of the series is not going to be the easiest, but it's a great save there coming from Thing on the shot from Straltech to keep this already a 0-0 game. I mean, yeah, Utah Valley already waking up and looking like a different team than last game, putting all the pressure on the Mountaineers as they almost get a dunk, and WCU is so low on boost at the moment that they had to send for a clear there and couldn't quite find it. Strawtech just missing that pass, but Bunla able to clear it away. Get another touch middle for Thing, who rifles it downfield. You're not saving that one, even when you're fully warmed up.
Yeah, that was a crazy shot from half the field all the way in, and
To cross the goal line still at 72 miles an hour. I've seen goals cross from a shot that was right at the goal line below 50. So great play from WCU. And there's their kickoff that they've been going for all year, almost going into the back of the net, but saved away by Elysium. But this is all good fun too. Like, you have to, that's something that people do forget about esports. I've forgotten plenty of times in my life playing esports and casting and even now directing, is that the end of the day, this is still a game, no matter how you look at it. Beautiful goal line save there, forcing me to stutter my words from Strawtech. Bunla almost had the fake of a lifetime on that one, and Thing hits the crossbar off of the pass. And now the Mountaineers seeming to not be able to find the back of the net, despite having all of the shot opportunity. It's Snowflake with the fake. Oh my gosh. Another one. He had a beautiful one earlier tonight in the Fort Lewis game that was almost the exact same play, except this time he got the touch back towards Bunla for that goal. 2-0 for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, they're definitely staying on the offensive once again, like we saw against Fort Lewis. They stayed on offensive most of the game, and that's kind of how it goes for most games too, is staying on the offensive. They tend to get, I mean, obviously you're going to get more goals if you're on the offensive, but, you know, like, being on the offensive definitely has a really big advantage. And when you can't get back, then you have problems.
And even when you do get back, it's a matter of how do you use your positioning to your advantage. Like we saw there with Thing, who was playing goal line. It was a back pass from Snowflake looking for Thing, which worked out. And now the Mountaineers have just stalled out a reset to be able to get a good clear towards at least the opposing corner. Nevertheless, the net, but it's a beautiful save from both Elysium and Strawtech there. Off of the shot, I believe it was from Bunla, or no, from Thing and Snowflake. And Bunla going to find his there as well. I mean, for WCU, or for Utah Valley to come into this game fully cold against what could only be described as a fiery inferno of WCU Crimson tonight, they're doing incredibly well.
Yes, I would definitely agree. I mean, 230-ish, you know, and only 3 goals. I think they're definitely doing really well for just not having anything in the tank at all. Not like in the tank as in boost, but, you know, in
in the energy tank. It's late at night. It was a game that they weren't expecting to have to play. They're on spring break, so they're fully out of that Rocket League mindset too, right? Like, there is a huge mental portion of esports that people don't quite remember or even recognize at times, where you have to be fully dialed in and ready to go with your team at any given point, at any given time. And especially when reschedules and things can happen at any second. Great save away there from Snowflake. He's been stepping up on the goal line massively tonight, as we just saw again. Bunla with a huge backflip clear. It's over Elysium, and it's to Thing. Oh my goodness. I mean, you want to talk about players and teams just doing incredible work together. This is what you show them. That pass from Bunla to Thing, and the Mountaineers are just continuing to heat up 4-0. And despite Utah Valley, like I said, they were just fully, like we said already a few times, and I'm going to keep mentioning even in Game 3, fully on spring break. You know, you're on vacation mode. You're not expecting to have to be ready to go at 9:30 Mountain Time on a Thursday night while you're on break and on vacation, to be ready to do a full competition that is a make or break one for your season. So a lot of pressure there for Utah Valley, and Mountaineers fully relaxed and just able to sit back and kind of hang out for the entirety of tonight's game. They know that no matter what happens, they're in playoffs. They've made it. Nothing that happens tonight will change anything. Now it's just a matter of where do they get in playoffs. Is it sorry, I'm losing focus here a little bit, but is it second place? Is it fourth? They don't know. It all comes down to how they do tonight. and you can see that the Mountaineers are playing like they're going to be a second place, if not first place team. But that is a class save from Strawtech. But the follow up from Snowflake, you're not blocking that one.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen all night is that the team that WCU plays against, they can block it that first time, and then WCU is prepared for that, and they just go in and, destroy them with that shot, which isn't great for the opposing team.
Yeah, the offense from WCU really revolves around getting a couple of shots towards net, and now it's just crash, crash, crash. Send everything you can. Bump players like we just saw there from Thing. Throw shots on net. Control the ball. Keep the attack going no matter what happens. That is the Mountaineers' style of play. But Shadow Monarch opens the series scoring for Utah Valley. Hopefully that's sign of things to come for Game 3. I haven't seen what happened in Utah Valley's records this season. Let's take a look really fast. Utah Valley won against Texas Tech, but they have not taken a single game, or they took a game against Fort Lewis. And I mean, it's just a matter of time at this point, whether when Utah Valley is going to start scoring and getting that momentum back in their corner. A lot happening for the Wolverines, but a lot more for the Mountaineers as they almost find another one. 5-1 going to be the score of Game 2. Series closing in on being over rapidly there, Benchy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, it also does not help for UVU that they are on spring break, which isn't great for them,
Yeah.
And then, WCU playing, this is the third, game tonight. They're really warmed up and, they're prepared for everything. So it's just, not great for UVU.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Utah Valley has kind of all of the cards stacked against them tonight. So you really can't be upset if you're the Wolverines in this one, as they have a lot that they're trying to figure out and get sorted. Whereas the Mountaineers, they have just been rolling from minute 1 this evening, and that's not looking to stop anytime soon. Oh my gosh, and Bunla having himself a night with a beautiful double touch off of the back wall. Look at that angle. Look at that speed, that positioning. What a shot coming from Bunla.
Yeah, and when WCU is playing like this, it just makes you feel bad, I guess, for UVU. It's difficult waking up. Okay, probably not waking up.
Oh,
but
man, almost a beautiful pass there from, I think it was Strawtech finding Elysium all the way down, and had Thing just been half a second off of that mark, it would have been a goal against the Mountaineers, tying this one up quickly. But WCU finds a way to keep it active in the offensive half. And Utah Valley now with a good chance. Elysium with the back pass to Strawtech, but 50'd away by Thing. And now cleared all the way down for Bunla to collect in the corner. He's going to look for the pass middle. He chips it high, and he's not going to be able to follow that one up, but gets a demo on Strawtech.
Yeah, I think right now, even the difference between this game and the second game there, UVU is just a different team. They are playing a lot more offensive, and they've been able to get it back over to the other side a lot better than they have for the other 2 games.
The aggression is really coming out from the Wolverines right now. They are finding everything they can. They're keeping every attack strong and sturdy. And it's a team that, had they been fully warmed up, this series would not look like this. I can guarantee you that. If they had the proper time to warm up and be prepared, be mentally checked in for tonight, I think that this series is 1-goal games through and through.
Yeah, and it'd be a very entertaining game at that. I mean, not that this isn't entertaining, but there'd be so much going on. So many great saves, so many great passes, and we're just not seeing that tonight because they just didn't have time to warm up.
They just didn't have really anything. They didn't have the time for any preparation whatsoever for this evening. I think that I made a joking comment about it earlier tonight, thinking that this week was a week that they had off because of next week being a forfeit. that was kind of my joke, in a way, because next week they didn't have a match. They would have had the night off because it was NAU JV, and they might have just thought that it would have been, oh, great, clear away by Shadow Monarch, though he's not credited with the save on that one, as he interrupts me in my little monologue there. But yeah, next week they play NAU, who was forfeited out of the season, and WCU, I think that they just got the match dates confused or the match week number confused. So definitely, I think that they thought that NAU was during the spring break, which was a lucky break for them, and it just happened to be the most unlucky happenstance that you could, which is going in against a team that is knowing they need to succeed tonight, knowing they need to do well, and then not only that, having executed twice already this evening. Man, oh man, are the Mountaineers just continuing to make this an impossible reach for Utah Valley.
Yeah, definitely. But we can also see in this game, at 2 minutes almost, WCU only has 2 points versus last game they had like almost 4, I think, right?
Like they're at 3 at this point, and
okay.
It's not to say that like there's anything like evidently against a team, but you have that just happened to you. You can't really do much to save it. I was too busy trying to figure out who got those saves, and Thing takes full control and just puts Shadow Monarch in the dust. Good kickoff from the Mountaineers. Bunla looking for a no-boost redirect. He wasn't expecting the chance because he saw someone flying in. Now Thing looking for a center but gets beat out. Oh, Snowflake accidentally plays it back. Bunla pops it off the back of his car, off the sidewall. He looks for the pass middle to nobody. And it was Elysium who got one of those saves earlier for Utah Valley. Strawtech almost getting a beautiful double. Oh, and it's a stop from Thing when Elysium should have had a surefire goal. This is just a good series for the Mountaineers, and it's a hard-fought series for the Wolverines. They are doing everything in their power, but you're going against someone who has been cruising downhill with no breaks. Like, they're not stopping anytime soon, the Mountaineers, and you can see it right now in this game. A minute left, 3-0 still, despite a much more aggressive Utah Valley.
Yeah, definitely. And Utah Valley has kind of been working on their communication and passing back and forth, and they've almost gotten a couple goals in the past, 30 seconds, but they just don't have it because WCU is just up there on their defensive game and don't let any of those shots through.
I mean, everything tonight is clicking for the Mountaineers. They have found their groove. They have found what they needed, showing why they're going to be a second-place team going into the playoffs for the semester. And this is scary. If there's a team like this, what the Mountaineers are doing tonight, going against Tarleton State, the one team to have knocked the Mountaineers down this year for Rocket League Crimson, I'd be scared.
Yeah.
If I was Tarleton, I would be terrified if something like this is what they face. A team that is just confident and strong and not stopping.
Yeah, and winning 3 different games tonight, different opponents, different levels of difficulty, I would be also scared to beat Tarleton.
On top of that, all 3 series 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't do a GG at the end of the game, but, it's a late night for them. I'm sure they didn't want to have to do this, but they realized that it's either play or take the forfeit. So we can't even go in and say good luck with the season because that was the season there for Utah Valley. But that said, folks, we'll wrap it up here at WCU Esports. The Mountaineers going 3-0 tonight in terms of series wins, going 9-0 in terms of individual games. A fantastic performance from your Mountaineers.
Yeah, definitely. That was a really good game night for WCU, and they just were on top of everything tonight. They were in the correct spot the entire time, and it just did not go great for any of the opponents, not just UVU.
Absolutely. Well said, Benchy. Sorry, I'm just trying to communicate with the manager over there at Utah Valley. But that said, we will take off for tonight. WCU, like I said, winning all 3 series and setting themselves up at the 2 seed. So playoffs will come in 2 weeks' time. 1 week off, though, for the Mountaineers, and a much-needed one at that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think with that said, for the next week and a half, or week and some change until Valorant returns to action Monday the 20... Oh, that's not what I was looking for. There it goes, the 24th. I'm Sparky.
And I'm Benchy.
Have a great night, everyone.